Thank you, Tran. Dr. Butler.
Thank you.
Jane.
If you want. There's 6 chairs.
Well, I meant empty.
Oh, yeah.
Are we, that's better.
Somebody on one side. Oh, no.
Excuse me.
No, sir, you're fine. We were just looking to see if there was a seat for Keith up there.
Paging Dr. Butler, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine. Anybody remember that? Oh, Larry Curry. John Butler. Come on up.
What? Just post whatever.
Mr. Grom.
My story? Yeah, my story.
John, Dr. Pat, Cheryl, Robin, Bill, Scott, Rob, Nikki. Nikki, come on, please. All right, guys, good afternoon. This will not be, hopefully not long, but it's a very exciting day for Sea Turtle Inc., and we're glad you're here. I walked out here this afternoon. Most of you know that I've been involved with Sea Turtle Inc. now working on 25 years. I walked out here and there was a little backhoe and they were making sure that things were in order for this evening, and they'll be rocking and rolling out here very quickly. But there was a gentleman here with Spa Glass, and he's here, he's back there, he's got the shades on and the hat. Polo's back there, and Polo is supervisor of the site management, so he's going to be supervising the bulldozers and things. And I came back and finally let myself smile, because it's been a long road. And Polo said, "This is a great day for you, isn't it?" And I said, "It sure is." And Polo said, "You know," he said, "it's funny, I called my mom last night, and I said, 'Mom, do you remember taking me to see the Turtle Lady on South Padre Island?' He said, 'It must have been 25 years ago.' And she said, 'Yeah, mijo, I remember taking you there.' I said, 'Guess what? I'm building her organization a brand new facility.'" And I almost started crying. And so, to kind of start our festivities, we do want to recognize those here, the city leaders. County is represented here. I saw Joe around somewhere. Is Brenda here with Congressman Vela? And so there's a lot of dignitaries here that we appreciate very much, and I'm not going to recognize you individually, but we're glad you're here and we're appreciative. I do want to briefly introduce our board of directors. They're behind us here so that you have faces to names, and if you want to make suggestions or criticisms or whatever, you down here. We have Shane Wilson, our board chair, Peggy Trahan, vice chair, Mary Lattis, secretary, Dr. John Butler, treasurer, Dr. Pat Birchfield, Carol DeMoss, Robin Ferris, Bill Honas, Scott Boroff, Rob Cackley, and representing a late board member who just passed last year is his widow, Dr. Nikki Hodgson, and she's representing her husband, late husband Les. So this group very much behind the scenes, but they are very active in moving us forward, and I am very appreciative of their support. I also want to very briefly introduce our staff. They're out and about, but if they'll just put their hand up. Pat Lilly, who's the assistant curator, director of education. Kristen Jamerson, who does all our virtual field trip education. Mariana Devlin, who's conservation coordinator, Nina Navi, who's vet tech, Bailey Lucas, who's our aquarist, Karen runs the gift shop, Karen Pfeiffer, Jean, our administrative assistant, and Megan, who's leaving us here in a couple of weeks. Megan is marketing manager. So if you've attended one of our fundraisers or one of our functions or this function, she's the one to thank. Also here we have some part-time staff. Mary is a part-time educator. We have Doris Minerding, who's a part-time marketing. We have David Wilson, part-time maintenance, and Stephanie Wilson, our bookkeeper. And I also want to recognize Dr. Tom and Dr. Deb, the veterinarians at the Gladys Porter Zoo, who give us also a tremendous amount of veterinary care to our animals. So those are the staff that I want to introduce. And so I mentioned at the onset, this is an incredibly happy day for me, and we're all happy. And I don't think there's a person on the planet happier than me. Shane, maybe. No way. There's no way.
There's no way.
And there's literally 1 million people to thank. Our organization has seen well over 1 million people in the last 20, 25 years that I've been involved. And some of them have contributed a tremendous amount of effort or money, and some not so much, but they're all appreciated. But the one person that I have to say thank you to is Isla Letcher. The Turtle Lady is our founder. This organization celebrates 40 years here in the next few months. And Isla wasn't the founder of Sea Turtle Conservation here. It was Daryl Adams in Brownsville, Texas. But very soon after, in the mid-60s, Isla became the voice of Kemp's Ridley Conservation. And so Isla formed us 40 years ago. I hope, and thank you, Isla, I hope she's up there smiling on this day, because it is momentous. And most of you volunteers and those of you in the community know that we work very hard at what we do. There are days in the summer where we deal with 2,000 visitors, nesting turtles, and hatchlings all night long. These are 24-hour days for us. We nap when we can. There are days in the winter where we work, and we just had a few of those days. I was on the beach in Mexico enjoying myself. But we have 14-hour days, 15-hour days. And so what drives us to do this is our passion. You feel it when you come into our center. You feel our passion for our oceans and for sea turtles in general. But we're also driven by one other thing, and that is we feel your support. We come to work and we see you benefit, or you give in return. You give us support as volunteers, you give us financial support, and so we are very appreciative, and we are driven by you as a community, the community of Cameron County, South Padre Island, the state of Texas, Texas Parks and Wildlife, U.S. Fish and Wildlife. Believe it, it drives us every day as much as our passion. And so we want you to be proud of this expansion. Most people don't know, and Dr. Tom, you may disagree, but we're moving towards having probably one of the most sophisticated vet labs and clinics for sea turtles in the world. We're buying endoscope, we have digital x-ray, we have lasers, and so you guys are supporting us, and we're making a world-class sea turtle hospital. And we're going to make a facility that you will be proud of, and it will probably have the highest attendance.
Everybody's stepped on it back there. I think we need something.
There we go. All right. I'll talk faster. Right? I'm sorry. I think with this facility, we'll probably have the highest attendance of any sea turtle facility in the world. And so we want you to be proud of what we're doing here, and you are, and you support us. And I want to close with two very quick stories about your support and what drives us. About 10 years ago, I've told this story a few times, but not for a long time. About 10 years ago, in January, we had a cold spell. We had several hundred turtles in the bay, hypothermic, and we were very busy dealing with turtles. And you newscasters and television reporters and writers put it out. And so I got a call a few weeks later from a Catholic school in Brownsville. And they said, we have missionary funds. The kids have decided we want to give that to you, Sea Turtle Inc. And so can you come to the school, Catholic school, and we'll give you a check for $350. I said, great, I'll be there. So I walked in, and it was an assembly, and they were all in the church, and I slipped into the back pew, and they called me towards the end of the ceremony, and I went up, and they presented me with a check for $350. And I graciously accepted and walked back and slipped into the back row. Now, the ceremony wasn't over. The opening of the school day was not over yet. But in front of me were a bunch of first graders. And a little boy, as I slipped in, they were looking at me like I was a celebrity or something. And I slipped into the seat behind them, and one little boy turned around and looked at me. First he looked to see if the teacher was watching, because he knew he would get in trouble if he turned around. It's Catholic schools. And he turned around and he held his hand out, and he whispered to me, "This is for the turtles." And I put my hand out. He dropped 4 pennies in my hand. That was 10 years ago. I'm still going. And the second story leads us into our next short speaker. The day before Thanksgiving, we had about 1,500 people come through here, and we were swamped. And the phone rang, and Karen answered the phone in the gift shop. And there's 50 people in there shopping, and kids are screaming, and there's a guy on the phone, and she's trying to hear him, and he said, I want to maybe make a donation. Who can I talk to? And Karen said, sir, we're really busy. He said, I can hear that. And she said, can I take your name and number? So I took his name and number, she took it, and she gave it to me. And about 5 hours later, I called him towards the end of the day. And it was a guy in New York. And he said, I don't know anything about you, but this guy in San Antonio keeps talking about you guys. And he said, I'm big in supporting wildlife. And he said, I don't have any kids. And I've been very successful, and I give away a lot of money for wildlife. And so I want to know about your construction. He's been showing me the videos and all this stuff. And so I mentioned it, and he said, and I hear you have a match. And I said, yes, I do. And we do, and it's a substantial match. And he said, can you tell me who? And I said, well, they want to remain anonymous, but I think in this case I could tell. So I told him who the match was. Oh, I know them. And so he said, if they've vetted you guys, I know you're a worthwhile organization. And this guy, he won't shut up about you guys. So he said, I don't want people to know who I am, but I'm going to send him down with a check. He's here right now. So Mario Giacalone, got it? Mario and Amanda. I swear to God, I met Mario about an hour ago, and Amanda. So I'm going to let him say a few words.
Oh, really? Well, actually, it's one of those things where, you know, we come down here all the time. We spend time at the facility. We do what we can. We buy T-shirts. We buy knickknacks. We put money in the drop box. And I've always wanted to do something homeless. So one day, I know this gentleman pretty well, and he is a little high-strung, but he's a good guy. So one day we were having a couple cocktails, and I was like, hey, I got a question for you. And by this time, I've already had all my research done because I didn't preach it to him. And I was like, I have this idea, and I want to know if you would kind of see about it. He's like, well, what do you got? So I showed it to him, gave him his number, and you heard that part of the conversation. And I'll tell you, he was sitting on the side of the highway when you talked to him. And I drove by him. I'm like, did he break down? He was sitting on the side of the highway talking to you. But so, with that said, on behalf of myself, my wife, and we're doing this. South Wildlife. Something that we're very passionate about. We do our own ways. Actually, I've lived in the Caribbean for several years, and in the past, I don't know how many sea turtle facilities I've been to over the years in Mexico and Honduras and Belize, the Caymans. But I felt really passionate about this project and what's going on here, and we both did, and we wanted to do what we could. And this is the only way that, other than doing t-shirt sales, I knocked on somebody's door really hard for a long time. And this is the result. So.
Now you know what I mean.
Thank you.
And Mario didn't say this part, but he said this guy doesn't do it usually once. Thank you. Next on our program, very shortly, we're going to have just two more speakers. We asked Mayor Patel if he'd say a few words. I didn't recognize Roberto Ruiz, our architect, right here. So if you like what you see, and representatives, lots of them from Spa Glass, but Danny and David's here. And Danny, where are you? Back somewhere around here, over here. One on each side. Patel, if you'd like to say a few words, and then Shane will close us out, and then we're going to do some shuffling.
Yay!
Well, that's a hard act to follow, but thank you. Jeff and the board of directors, on behalf of the city of South Padre Island, I really want to thank you for all the work that you do, and the staff and the volunteers that do the wonderful work here every day. And I'd like to say this is the fruits of your labor, but it's more the fruits of your love, and especially the volunteers that show love for our turtles that are sometimes in a state that needs help. So thank you very much for everything that you guys do. This is wonderful for South Padre Island and our community. It's brought worldwide attention to sea turtles and the wonderful work you do here. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. And Mario and Amanda, thank you very much. Thank you. I will have to say that I am the second happiest person around. To make a long story short, I do want to stop and thank every one of you. And I'm going to start at this end, and I'm going to start right there with that man right there, Dr. Patrick Birchfield. Thank you for the many, 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 many years that you sat on this board and pursued this dream. I'm going to go to Carol, and I'm going to do it in order. I don't know. Let's go with, he's way older than you. Because so let's go with Dr. Pat, Carol DeMoss, then I'm going to go with Peggy and Robert. I'm probably Robert then Peggy. Robert Cackney, Peggy. No, I'm looking at Mary. I've got it written down. Okay. Mary Laddick, Peggy Trahan, Robin Ferris, Dr. John Butler, Scott Bora, and our newest one, Bill Honis. Also, I want to say a few words about Les. If you knew Les did not say very much. He was a very quiet man. He was like E.F. Hutton. When he spoke, he had something to say and it was worth listening to. Behind me is a board of directors, folks, that have brought this about. The first time I saw architectural drawings or a schematic drawing was in 2002, and it was a blue block building drawn by Ralph Ayers, I believe. You showed something before that. long before that. But 2017, it's happening. It's happening today. And it's happening because of the patrons and visitors and the community of South Padre Island. Every month we've met and we've discussed this day. And we've not had solid 100% commitment because they're all thinkers and they're all doers and they're all people that want to make a difference. And what a difference they have made and will continue to make. I'm honored to serve among them, but more so than that, when I accepted the position of president of this organization, now I'm chairman of the board, I was taking the spot of Isla Letcher. And I told her family, I said, she was a small lady in stature, but she had very, very big shoes. And I will make Isla proud, and this board has made Isla proud, and we have done everything in the decisions that we've made to continue to pursue the dream that she had to spread sea turtle knowledge and conservation awareness across the nation and the world. When Sea Turtle Inc. personnel goes to a sea turtle symposium in India or Pakistan or wherever, Spain, wherever they go, the rooms are packed. When Jeff George speaks, he is a celebrity. When our interns present, they are celebrities because Sea Turtle Inc. is known worldwide for being a premier sea turtle facility. And because of these folks, and because of this community, and because of the love that you guys have shown us, we're able to break ground for you today to give you another bright future for Sea Turtle Inc. It's a wonderful day for South Padre Island. It is an exquisite day for Sea Turtle Inc. And more so than that, think of the millions of people that will be coming through here and learning about the sea turtles and taking the conservation news and the experience back to them and back to their communities to only prosper. We need to save these animals, and you guys are the reason for it. I am humbled, and I appreciate everything that you've done. I do want you to visit our gift shop. I do want you to visit, you need to visit that gift shop. This one and the new one to come. Please continue to support Sea Turtle Inc. And more so than anything else, I want to give this board a rousing round of applause. I wanted to meet Jeff. I'm sorry. There's some other people. Jeff George, obviously. Kat Lilly, our assistant curator. All right. I won't mention each of the staff, but there's another individual that I really want to, and I want to get this right. Karen Pfeiffer, where are you, Karen? Raise your hand. Where are you, darling? Yeah, she didn't want me to recognize her. Inventory, sales in the gift store. That's where we put our bread and butter in, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. We're going to miss you. The countless volunteers from hundreds of years past, we wouldn't survive without you. So bless your hearts, all of you, the volunteers. If you volunteered for Sea Turtle Inc., would you raise your hand? Yeah. Thank you.
All right, I think we're ready to conclude. We're going to be here for the press that wants to take some shots. Any food left back there? Help yourself. You're welcome to participate in this, but as far as speeches and such, this concludes our ceremony. Again, thank you, everyone, and stick around and watch.
I don't know. The password is Harley. Everyone's gonna know. Harley? Harley. Yeah.
So you got any giants here?
from Monterey. I go stand. I'm so confused right now. I think they're facing this way. Okay.
I got right here.
Thank you, guys.
Good. All right, my brother. Yeah. We're rolling. Yeah.
Some of y'all may need to double up on the handles. We want as many people in here as we can.
Double up on the handle?
Well, two
Oh, okay.
Okay, move over. There's an extra one.
Need one more, yeah.
Move over. There we go. Now we got the other stuff. Well, we got one at me.
One foot on the shovel. Got your dirt. Gonna throw it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm officially the worst Snapchatter in the world.
Okay, I need one more take, guys, for the other video, please.